sure you save everything, please everybody, this, that, and the third. And then it's like, yo, trying to make sure that everything is in line. And, you know, you gotta Captain Save a Hoe every girl that you meet. It's like, it's, you know, it can get crazy. But
you no longer resist uncertainty because you have discovered that peace is not found in control, but in surrender.
Type shit.
When you reach this point, life stops feeling like a constant struggle against fate.
I see.
You begin to trust the unfolding of things, not with blind faith, but with deep knowing born from experience.
Yeah.
You might still feel pain, but it no longer defines you. The fear that once dominated your mind has lost its power because you now recognize it as a passing visitor, not a permanent state.
Yep.
You've realized that emotional turbulence is not a sign of weakness. It's a reminder that you are human, still learning, still expanding. And so you face challenges with grace because you no longer need the illusion of certainty to feel safe. The fifth sign is one that many overlook.
Yo, you know, before we even just like complete these signs, bro, I feel like, yo, you know, even with the conversation of the emotion, you know what I'm saying? Emotion, the emotional intelligence, you know what I'm saying? Emotional stability, this, that, and the third, emotional health, emotional illness, you know, things like that. You know, a whole lot of tough lessons, you know, have shaped the meaning to a whole lot of emotion that I've been feeling. You know what I'm saying? Because especially coming from backgrounds where emotions are not regulated, or it's not a thing for people to, you know, regulate the emotions, be tapped in with the emotions, know what the emotions, you know, are there. Well, I mean, you cannot even know why your emotions are there, why certain emotions pull up at certain moments. You know what I'm saying? You might even mistake certain emotions for others. You know what I mean? Thinking that, yeah, but then, you know what I'm saying, a whole lot of people in circumstances that, you know, I mean, I'm a young black man, you know what I'm saying? Live in Africa, you know what I'm saying? South Africa, you feel me? For that, for, you know, for the record. So it's like living in backgrounds where I had to grow up in the environment that I came up off of, right? It's like the whole fight, flight, freeze, fawn, whatever type things that you develop. You know what I'm saying? It's just like trigger responses, right? Trauma responses, trauma patterns that you end up just like developing instead of associating emotions with certain other things, instead of just like trauma responses. You feel me? Because you know, you could literally confuse what someone else or a situation is trying to show you. You know what I'm saying? Just through how your emotions are just all over the place and cannot be balanced. You feel what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to you going through tough situations. You understand what I'm saying? You might just like learn a wrong lesson. You know what I'm saying? Because I know one thing about me, right? I'm a very, you know, I've got like, you know, hot temperament. You know what I'm saying? You know, a whole lot of people would categorize it like that. You know, get a little hot under the collar, like easily type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very sensitive soul type shit. You know what I'm saying? And therefore, a whole lot of negative scenarios and situations that I've had to go through have sensitized my system, my nervous system, to a point where it's like certain emotions, you know, are I would override certain emotions. You know what I'm saying? I would have to, just to, you know, get through whatever moment that I've had to go through. You know what I'm saying? Maybe let's say, man, being homeless, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Going away from home for a little, you know, for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just to, you know, find myself out. You know, build my own identity. But being so young to a point where like I did not have the skill to do that. But then, you know what I mean? Once I had to reach the limitation of, yo, I cannot be here any longer. I literally gotta suck up my own pride, maybe go back home, man, and go face the demons that are there for real. You feel what I'm saying? So instead of just like listening to that, because there's a wisdom in that. There's a wisdom in just like backtracking your steps, go fixing what you know what I'm saying? What you messed up at. But then, like, you know, there's that emotional irregularity again. Where it's like, nah, dog, that I'm too fucking anxious for that. I'm too damn near having panic attacks about that kind of shit. So now I'll carry on just going through this tough situation where I damn near like, yo, I damn near nearly became a street dweller, bro. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't literally for the kind of family members that I do have, you know what I'm saying? And the kind of close people that I do have, that like, nah, bro, you tripping, bro. Put your pride aside, nigga. Come, let's do it. Like, because again, as I said, I'm a sensitive soul. I get very hot under the collar. So there's certain people that can, like, you know, regulate certain senses of mine and just like calm me down, so that now it's easier for me to humble myself and just like backtrack and correct myself and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So that the importance of even just like not misconstruing things like your emotional balance, bro, about yourself, bro. That shit is mad important. I'm not gonna hold you. Feel what I'm saying? And actually thinking back and reflecting on it right now, reflecting on some of the tough moments, of which that was just like what I broke down right now. That was one of them. You know what I'm saying? Another one, man. Yo, yeah, it's been a lot. Did I do story time segments on this motherfucker? Nah, I'm saying nah. I'll leave that one there, dog. You feel what I'm saying? So, but I'm not gonna lie though. All the things that Buddy mentioned right here, you know what I'm saying? Just not being afraid of like solitude. You feel what I'm saying? Being, you know, having gratitude for going through tough times, having gratitude for actually going through the solitude and learning from those lessons. You feel what I'm saying? Developing identity, your own identity outside of just like an environment that would just influence you into developing what you think you're supposed to see from who you think you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I said that in a way that you'd get it, but you know, things like that, bro. These lessons, yeah, for sure, you do get those out of, you know, going through tough lessons. You know what I'm saying? But there is a degenerate side of just like that kind of psychology, bro. Is that, you know, you might easily normalize the kind of mindset that you know what I'm saying, tolerates just subpar quality of living. You might inflict that on yourself too. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself like a low level of just life experience than what you deserve, all because, you know what I'm saying, a tough situation traumatized you to a point that, you know what I'm saying, you just cannot emotionally regulate your being so that you fall back in line. You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just a whole bunch of yap, you know what I'm saying, big yap session that I just regurgitated, not regurgitated, but just like put on to y'all right here. So maybe too much to digest. Let me leave it right there. You know, allow my brother to continue right here.